Morning, you beautiful people. So in the previous video, we got this built, which is getting some of the consoles out of the way. We're getting there, still some cabling issues. Another delivery of Amazon is coming today. So we'll be tackling some more of that in a bit. But before we do, this is the office. We shut the door. That's pretty reasonable, that's not too bad. Then we turn around and we have all this shit. So we're going to try and clean this area up. So I've been to IKEA. I went yesterday, but it was raining, so I left all the stuff in the car. I was not shifting that in the rain. But what I've got here is two office units, which, to be fair, they're quite expensive. IKEA, if you put the word office in front of it, they put a big old tax on top of that. So yeah, some things are quite expensive from IKEA. But anyway, I bought these about 4 or 5 years ago when I first quit my job and started working from home. Absolutely love them. They was in there, but there's no need to be in there. It's just because it was an office, I put the office stuff in there, which it makes sense to just put it out here, like with the printer and stuff like that. Managed to pick one up in the bargain bin the other day for like 20 quid. Awesome. So them 3 in a row look nice when they're not cluttered. So I was like, I need something this side to like match it. So when we're all the way down here, we can have 2 rows of things. We can have all the office and paperwork and something to store crap in over here. Well, down there, we've got the 3 desks that we've just ripped out. They're a metre a piece. Do them quick maths, kids. That's right, it's 3 meters, well done. And in the car, I've got some like pigeonholes that I've just got from IKEA, and they're 1.5 meters each. Times that by 2, 3 meters, that's right. Actually, it's about 2 centimeters shorter than 3 meters, but we're not going to be bothered by that. So we're going to get them in the side and put these on the top of it, and then hopefully I can get some stuff in the pigeonholes. So the first thing we need to do is go outside and lug the units up 2 flights of stairs. And when I went to IKEA, I remembered this time. That was good. Don't help. It's all right. Nail it. So the annoying thing is now I kind of need to make some room to be able to build the units, and I don't want to build them too close because I also want to mop and scrub all the floor, because once they're in, I ain't going to be able to get behind them again. So, cup of tea and cleaning up. So, I've just found out something about this camera. I know this is a lovely camera angle. I've said in the previous videos that I really like using this camera, mainly because it's small, it's lightweight, I can just pull it out of my pocket and go. The downside to it is it's very easy to lose it. So, I've just put it down, it took me 5 minutes to find it. And I was like, oh, that's a bit of a downside to a small camera. No, it's not. I just spoke into my watch and said, find my phone, and it found it. You can't do that with a camera. So anyway, we're gonna get the legs off, because the legs are fine. This is bowed. This was my very first desk when I quit my job.
This is the only matching Apple Watch I found.
I said phone, not watch. So yeah, this is the first one I had. I put heavy monitors, a big clamp on it, it bowed it. I've kept it clear, there's no use, no ornament there. So we'll get rid of this, but we'll keep the legs. Ooh, and there's a cable tidy underneath. Not that I really need it, but we'll keep it that too. Right, we shifted some stuff, so I think it's time for a sit-down cup of tea and some beans on toast. That's what dreams are made of. Right, so we've got a load of Joe's crap. We've got this, what's that? Oh, just to get this world record for most views on Twitch. No bigger, you know what I mean? Just plonk that over there. We got dead flies! Right, I've just been going through and I've just bumped into this book, which is Sam's Teach Yourself Active Server Pages 3.0 in 21 days. Now, this book is incredibly old and it's useless now because everything has changed in the world of web design. But I can never come to throw this book away because this is what I'd like to call a fork splitter. In life, there's plenty of times where there's going to be a fork in the road and you can either go this way or that way, and then your life changes depending on it. And this was one of them for me. When I was in college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I liked computers. So I just went and did a computing degree. And while I was there, I always kind of liked websites and I used to tinker and change them about. I didn't know what I was doing, but I liked to play with them. And a teacher told me to have a look at this book. And I took it and I just vacuumed the information, went back to college and was like, oh, we can do X, Y, Z with this, can't we? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, of course you can, because blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, of course you could. Yeah, that makes sense. And then that was the day I realized that this college degree was pointless. The guys that was teaching me were just teaching me stuff that I would never use. This book was more valuable, and I quit and walked out of college that day. And this is just one of them things I can't come to throw because my life may not be on the trajectory it was if it weren't for me bumping into this book. So we need to work out if we're going to be moving that or not. For that, I'll keep it there. Yes, this is just a bag holder for stuffing in bags, but I'm using it for keeping my wrapping paper. I don't know why I'm attracted to wrapping paper. When I give a present, I want it to look beautiful. I've even got a bow drawer in there. Do not judge me. I like to make presents look beautiful. So yes, that's mine, not Joe's, if you're assuming that. You sexist bastards. Fun fact. One time, the cat pissed on that, and I didn't know until I actually come to use the presents. And when I pulled it out, everything smelled of cat piss. It was awesome. Okay, we got a clear area. I just need to mop it and whatnot. And this is what we got to deal with. So yeah, I need storage. Now it's time to play with some adult Lego, as I like to call it. Fucking bollocks. That's the first time I've done that. Just got all the parts out, sat down, I was like, I ain't got no screws. I think I just threw them down the stairs in the box. Found them. A lot of the time, the IKEA instructions will always say, please use this tiny little hex key thing and slowly turn it, and by the time you've done one row, you won't want to do another 3 rows, let alone 2 entire units. No, they don't want you to use a drill because they assume most people are fucking idiots, and they're not. Don't just go wham into one of these units because you're probably going to blow the wood. It's not the most solid wood. Ease it in. Ease it in. Think of it as a beautiful woman or boy. You gotta go in there slowly. You know what I mean? You don't go in there too fast, too thick. You gotta slow. Oh yeah. Oh, thread it in. How you liking that? Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes you can't control yourself though, can you, kids? Now the bit that's always a bugger trying to line them all up. Yes, darling?
Is it okay if William comes to my house?
William?
Yeah, because you've seen William before, haven't you?
Have I seen William before?
No. Well, is it okay if William comes to my house?
Well, apparently William's come into play. But nonetheless, we got the first one done, so we just now need to do it again. We've got them in there. Also, some people might be like, wait a minute, you've got a radiator at the back of it. Yes, it's the only radiator even in the house that I do not use, mainly because this is a big loft area to warm up, and I'm not warming it up to walk through it. That's all. This is a glorified hallway, so I'm not warming up a room that I'm not going to use. Plus, you can hear the wind whipping through here. There's like little gaps and stuff. I'm going to get around to making this as weatherproof, warmproof, whatever you want to call it, draft proof as I can. You can hear it. So until then, I'm not bothered about this radiator. And even so, once I've committed to this, I can always put a grate built into the desk to let the heat through if I was to choose to turn this radiator on, which I won't. But the question now is, what we're doing with these desks. So we've got the 3 desks that should sit all the way across there, and I think maybe hang over by 2 centimeters or 4 centimeters, one of the two. But looking at this, I don't think that's quite nice. I don't know if you can tell quite from here, but you'll be standing up. But why are you standing up and looking at that? Seeing that and then it again underneath, it don't look very nice at all. So what I'm going to do is push these back. There we go. And have a bit of a overhang. So when you're actually standing up, you'll look down at it. It will look much better. It looks quite nice with the overhang anyway. And then you can't see the like doubling up of that. So I think that's what we're going to do. But I want to use these desks mainly because I've got them. And secondly, if I left this like this, it don't look fully finished because you can see the radiator. And I also know I'm going to drop things down the back. By having these desks all the way up to the wall, it just means it's going to be cleaner, it's neater. And we're reusing desks. Oh, we've got the ties on it still. So there we go with all 3 desks in place. There's that overhang. I think it was 4 centimeters. I might just push that so the overhang's that side because I'm falling over stuff. Because we're going to have a space down here anyway for these. I'm going to keep them there. It's ideal having it there. So that is looking a hell of a lot better. We're going to keep the little grommet. I think it's a grommet. I always call it a grommet, but I think that's what they're called. We're going to keep that there in case we want to drop a cable down to plug into something. But that is so much better space. And once this is clear, that and that either side should look pretty tasty. Right, so to stop these moving about then, I'm going to put these brackets at the back just to join them. Luckily enough, I've got 2. I've probably got more in the shed, but I've got 2 up here, which is ideal. So that's going to join them there. And then underneath, we've already got some holes pre-made for what you would actually put in to the wall to stop it tipping over children. So I can use them holes to drill straight into there, which will kind of align into this bit that's actually got a bit of bite in it. So all should be good. And then we'll just have this overhang here, which is fine because then I can get in out of these and there's a bit of space there if I just need to tuck anything around the back. But at any given point, if I want to move all these, I can, because nothing's fastened to the wall. I can just simply push this, move it further down the room if it wants to live down there, bring it up, whatever it is. So it's not in its final place, but we just need to make sure that these can't wobble. So I've put them plates in now, so it's nice and secure. But I've just realised that I flipped these upside down, I've secured them in, and I've got to flip all 3 of them at once to get them back onto this unit. So, wish me... Ugh. No. Oh, wait. Change of plan. I've got the balls. I don't know where it came from. The balls came. I was like, no, we can do it. We're not going to flip it down. We'll flip it up. I think. Here we go. Don't mess with me. Oh. Yeah. That's how you do it. Dang it, we got a change of plan. Because this bit here is slightly higher by like maybe 2 millimeters, it means that the join here isn't too great. So we're gonna put some of these on there to keep them in line and keep everything happy. We might even have to pack it out, but either way, we're gonna put some of these on. Right, that's rectified the problem there. So that little bracket in there plus the head of the screw is pretty much the same as the gap there. So it's all nice and flat and in line. So we now have to get some gearish boxes, because that's what happens when you let your daughter pick the colours. Got a bit of the love-scented incense going off at the moment inside a 49p can of bar. Yeah, that's how we roll. I've just found it over there. So we're getting there. I've chucked a load of crap on. So a lot of this stuff is for eBaying, but at least now there's some order to it. Get that pile on eBay, get it shipped, blah, blah, blah. So we're getting there. Floor space is starting to appear. And what I want to do now is get rid of this shelf. That shelf's been a pain in my life. I chucked it up and it's the shelf that says, come here. and place something on me. No, don't remove it. Keep it here for 9 months. It's a pain in the bum. So I'm ripping it off. I was going to bin it, but we can repurpose everything. And Jessica's got a bit of space in her room, so we're going to chuck it in her room later. Ah, more patching to be done. Oh, my brain's going. I've just thought of another project. We'll probably do this come closer to summer, but I'm thinking about doing this. See that hole there? That's for my aircon unit. I roll it in every single summer and I plug it into there. Well, now we have a much higher quality microphone. So the thing is, it's going to pick up in an air conditioning unit. Plus, it's ugly. It's going to sit there all summer and that's going to piss me off. So what I'm thinking is, around the back of these is just a like wardrobe kind of thing. It's just boxes and stuff like that I've been storing in there. You can see in that one because it's open. No, you can't because I've just shut it. Anyway, the point is, that's what they look like inside. So I'm thinking we take the AC unit from over there and we build it inside here. We poke a hole through the wall so the extraction can disappear outside. And then we've got like a little LCD unit here, look, beep, 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 to control it all. While we cut this entire panel out and we go and mount it on the wall here. And then we'll put a grate here so the cool air can come in. Hopefully this is going to contain most of the sand and I'll have a little aircon unit built into the wall. So I'll be able to just go beep, beep, beep. Oh, yes, that's a hot thing. We're going to be doing that. See, the normal side of me will be like, that AC unit costs a lot of money. Don't cut it up because you can't resell it, blah, blah, blah. Am I going to resell it? No. Is it going to be much better built into there and it's going to serve a purpose much more? For instance, let's say today was a real hot day. Could I be asked to wire that up for today? No. I'll only do it in summer when it's coming to live there a bit permanently. If it's built into there and there's a hot day, I can just turn it on, turn it off. That's fantastic. Why have I got a clump? Why have I got a clump there in my bed? Sort that out. Right, so Amazon's just brought us a delivery of more cables so we can start cleaning some of this up behind me. But the main thing is they brought me a new microphone stand. So this is the stand that I've got. This mic is incredibly heavy and it's not really built for this. And what I've noticed is I'm starting to actually bend this bottom piece. And what's happening while it's bent is then dragging across the table and knackering up the table. And seems I've just replaced the table. I thought, well, I don't want this to do any damage to the new table. So I've put my hand in the pocket, well, the company has, and I picked up a proper, well, I wouldn't say professional, because somebody would be like, actually it's not professional because it can't take so many grams of, shut up. It's a better one, a high quality one. So it's the Rode PSA1 for anyone interested. Lots of bits have fallen out. But I've saw a video and they've said this arm is spring loaded. So watch yourself when you come to actually take it out. But it's not that spring loaded. The guy on the tutorial was like, watch it, you can take an eye out. Oh, fucking hell, I nearly took an eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is spring loaded. It's because it's quite soft to start off with and then it picks up the speed. Oh, yeah, look, there's not much in it there. And then again, way! So yes, this is a hell of a lot better and stronger mount. And also, you have a choice of ways to mount it. Now, they give you this, which is a hell of a better, stronger desk mount. Which, to be fair, looks pretty good. That bit feels incredibly cheap. It's not as good as my cheap one. But we're not going to use that. What we was after is this. So a proper desk mount that makes it a hell of a lot more stronger. So we need to now mount this into the desk. And, oh, that's fine. I thought for a second there won't be enough clearance to include the desk and the unit, but there is. We should just be able to get away with that. Let me just check. Yeah. Cool. Right, so before we actually start drilling, I need to kind of wire this up and work out how far away or close to me it needs to be depending on the actual arm. Right, we're getting close to the witching hour at the moment, which means I'm going to be streaming soon. So I'm not going to have enough time to get this mount in. So we just use the clamp at the moment to test it. And I've been working out various different positions. Reason being, yes, this arm moves. So you can get it in any position that you want, which is fantastic if you're a podcaster or radio or whatever you want to call it. But for me, because I'm actually streaming, I don't want to have too much of the equipment in the shot. Now, I think the equipment looks sexy as hell. Like, if it was down to me, I'll be streaming like that. I love to see cool pieces of tech. So that's me. But when you're streaming a game, I'm going to be green screened. So it's just going to be me cut out. And I'm also going to be put down into the tiny screen there. So I'll be down there. And then most of this is actually going to be a game. And I just didn't want this boom arm being in the shot. So putting it in that position means I can get this down like that. Cricket's neck. And, well, I need to be lower actually. Yeah, there you go. And that's what you'll be subjected to, just a pop shield. So, much better. Sadly, no one can see how awesome this actual mount is because it's weighted. It's really, really nice. No matter what position that you put it in, it actually remains there. And because it's much further away, my last arm was here. It's much further away. When I'm done streaming, I can just leave it compact over there. Done. Out of sight, out of mind. Same with these. They're all going to be flat like that. And then when we come to stream, boom, we actually just pop them up. So it should be fine. Them two don't bump into each other, do that? Oh, look at this. This is just beautiful. Look, one goes over the other and we're ready to stream. So yeah, we're going to leave that. We'll stream tonight and we'll come back to that in the morning. Right, so I brought this into here and I've just measured its width and it's 22. Just a bit under 22, but 22 will do us. So hopefully, there we go. 22, is that going to cover that? Yeah, perfect. Oh, so we've got that there. The manual says to keep it about 64 centimeters away from the edge. I'm happy with that placement after streaming last night, so we're just going to make a quick mark. And that is where we're going to go. That is an Uncle Junkie tip of the day. Because I'm going to be drilling through there with this, what's going to happen is the top bit, when it starts drilling through, is going to be nice and clean. When it gets to the bottom, you get blowout and it's going to make a mess. And especially when it comes down to me screwing something like this on, I want as much material to bite to as possible. So to discourage the blowout, you get yourself a sacrificial block of wood, stick it under and clamp it in place. And now, once this goes through that bottom layer, it's going to then continue biting into this layer, stopping the blowout. I do feel bad cutting into a brand new table, but there's no point keeping things pretty. You got to make things work for you, even though it will be pretty when it's done. Look at me having to move around just so you get a good camera shot. Yeah, everything's right. See, fall straight through, and this is where the blowout would occur. Just make sure that is perfectly in line. Yeah. Lush, that was perfect. So that stopped any blowout whatsoever. If Lady Luck is on our side. Oh, pop that through. See, that's a really nice clean cut. I'm gonna have to use two hands to stop that from turning, but still, you get the point. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that feels better. There, so the only cable we should be subjected to is just that one popping out. I've got the headphone cable running around the back of here at the moment, but I'm going to tuck that underneath, and then under here I'd like to put a clamp so I can actually just hang the headset underneath. Then I can just pick it, cable stays underneath, out of the way. Everything should be nice and pretty. And voila, it is clean. This is the best I've ever seen this space in my life. So we've got... By the way, if you keep seeing this in the background, that's Jessica's tent that we made. So I've got some stuff I still need to take down, some cleaning products. We've got the piano that Joe got me. I got into it a bit, I love the piano. I want to learn it, so I need to spend more time on it. So it's staying out to encourage me. So I've got a half an office chair. I've taken the back off it because now it's just nice, like a little pew. And also, if you're doing anything in here, if you're wrapping some eBay stuff, it's always nice to just have a half-ass seat. So we've got some of the camera equipment that I'm going to eventually move into there, so it's out of sight. These are ideal, but they're all misshapen. So I'm just going to keep an eye out for a couple of these in the bargain bin, and we can start to grow a couple of these. I'm in love with this entire unit, so I am most definitely buying another 2 to stick all the way down here because it's absolutely fantastic. And then here, I've just got a mat for when I'm doing my sit-ups and everything like that. A couple of these rubber things, I don't really use them. I'm going to leave them up for probably 2-3 more months, and if I don't get around to using them, I'm just going to call it quits and get rid of them, and a couple of weights. So I would like to have this in another room. Joe will not let me, so it has to stay here. But it's looking pretty good. All the office financial records and stuff like that can stay over there. And like printers and ink cartridges are all over there. So office related stuff here. All the other junk is now sat on here. Don't look incredibly neat with all these boxes. But what I can do now is I can go through in phases and go in eBay that one week, eBay that another week, and go through and potentially get a few more boxes to clean it all up. But overall, this space is looking a hell of a lot better. And yeah, it just looks wider. I've never seen this space look as wide as it does, but that's because I've never cleared it up as much as I have. So the last thing we need to do now is Amazon's been and delivered us a bunch more cables. So we're going to get a couple of these bits wide up now just to see if we can free up some space. And then finally, this needs to be addressed, but we definitely won't touch it on this video because of the length we've got to so far. So let's try and just neaten up this area a little bit. So first of all, every time I order these, I go onto Amazon. I'm like, right, I need a 3 meter, a 2 meter, 1 meter, blah, blah, blah. And I know exactly what the projects are for. And then when they turn up, I'm like, oh, which one was this for? But I've remembered now. So we've put a 3 and a 2 together to make 5. That's gone from here through the crawl space all the way into that room connected to the printer. Yes, the printer was originally connected, but it had a USB 3 cable. And I was like, I am not giving that to you, Mr. Printer. So I stole that and used it for another project. So we're just going to put this, well, I've already done it. Sorry, that's already done. So the printer's now connected back in here. So now we have a 3 meter cable. This is to be mounted behind the back of this screen. So we're going to put a hub, which I've just picked up, around the back of the screen, drop it down through the hole, past that hole, into that hole, down to there, and into there. The purpose for this hub is going to be all of this Arduino crap. This controls all the servos, and as you can see, we've got some orange and brown cables all across the roof. Eventually, we're going to mount this all into the ceiling, and it will look better. But for now, we're going to mount it on the back of the screen, just to keep it all away, and then it stops all this cable hanging down. And I have to say, I already know this is going to probably be a bit more annoying than I want it to, because obviously the desk has now been mounted, but the cabling's been tighter this time, like more bunched together, so it should leave me some room to easily thread these cables. Oh, that was harder. I had to get Joe to give this a little waggle to get it down, but it's now up, and we've got the hub all planted up there now. So it's all about dismantling that, hoping we don't disconnect some of the cables because I didn't label them. You know me for labeling. I've already got the labeler out to label this cable, but I need to label each one of these parts so I know what servo it connects to. Bastard, I've just pulled this cable out, and that was the worst one to pull out, mainly because all the other ones are color coded and they tend to be power. So I can actually follow, yes, power goes to power. This is the data one, and it could go between any of these pins. I can't remember what set of pins are allocated to the servos. So now we're having to boot up a fucking script and actually read what I programmed to be able to work out where these frigging go. Found it. It should be 9, 10 and 11, but one of them I'm unplugged at the moment, so I'll put that back on 10. So 9, 10 and 11, and we should be good to go. There. Right, that's looking better. Yes, there's hanging bits, but that all disappears into the back of there now. So if we run Batsy, as I like to call her, right, she's connected, hopefully, with the press of a button. Whoa, look at that. That's what I'm saying. That's what comes flying at me. And the other button drops the prize. So yes, we have full control over these servos. means that cable is no longer needed now. So that's one less. Oh, look at it. They're mating already. You give them a second and they're off. So the last two to deal with now is this KVM one. So on that previous video, I says we're having to run it from there directly to there because one of the cables malfunctioned. So we're now going to bury it through the back to here. And the other one is this audio cable, which again, we're going to just pop through there, pop up here, and then it can sit under there and the headphones can hang nicely underneath. Okay, that just took me way longer than it should have. It seems to have two problems. One, the cable was malfunctioning, so I put a new cable in. But then I realised it was still causing a problem, and it's one of the ports. One of the ports on that's knackered. That's fine, I've got thousands of them. So I plugged it into a new port, started working. But then when I did this with my cursor and moved it really, really fast, it would then stop and then carry on. So I then swapped the cable and it's fixed it. So it's a port and a cable issue. But either way, it's working now. So last one, this cable. Down you go, sir. Right, I've just found this. This is for blinds. When you put blinds on the wall, they catch onto there, but I never throw anything away. You know the catchphrase of this channel. So I'm going to mount that underneath there, and then I can actually put them onto that, which would be cool. It also means that at one point, I will smack my head into that when I'm crawling down the back of there. So looking forward to that. Lush. The last thing we want to do now is just put a little strap on here, strap away to get the KVM to stay in place. So hopefully I can push some cables down. You should want to hook here. Voila! Cable-free desk. I've never seen such a beautiful thing. So we've got the arm nicely sliding in when need be. We've got all the lights that can just pop up when we're ready to go. Nice and easy to just pull them out. No cables messing around there. A little switch that can then turn on the Go XLR. And just a little KVM switch, so I can just press it and jump between PC1, PC2, at the moment Mac, and soon to be a Pi. And then the Mac can all get wired in with this, which is just hooked on the back. I just unhook that, connect it into the Mac, and we are away to go. Away we go. And then we'll be having a Mac on one of them screens as well. So that is everything nice and clean. And we've got our headphones tucked away, so they're not laying around on the desk as well. And that is looking all good. We just got to do something about that green screen to make it a bit prettier. But that's all for another project. So I think that's me done and dusted. Next time we'll be working on that. But that won't be for at least a week or two because I'm off to Centre Parks for a week now. So I may do some vlogging there. It depends. If there's content or something where I'm like, this is worth filming, I would do it. If they ain't, then I'll wait until I come back and we'll do another one of these DIY vlogs. But either way, hope you enjoy the video and I shall catch you next time. Toodles!